What's up? Um, deep breath before I begin today because today sucks. And I really feel like I'm not alone and that I needed to come on here and just be with you. Like, not in any, what's the word? Like, professional capacity or like literally just like friend to friend. And I'm just gonna be honest with you, like, one, I want to be vulnerable with you and like show you real life happens over here too. And it's not always sunshine and rainbows, and some days just really suck. But what I hope to show you in that is like what to do about it and not to just sit in that space. So, you guys, today we woke up to one of our chickens passing away, which now I get it. Like, most people would probably say like it's a chicken. My husband's a hunter. If that offends you, like, okay, I hope you're vegan if that offends you, but he's a hunter. So even I honestly didn't even expect this to be a big deal. I just didn't. Like, I was like, this is what you do and you're used to seeing death, and that wasn't the case at all. He's a wreck. He's an absolute wreck over it. And my poor daughters, one started like expressing herself physically. I have a very physical daughter and a very emotional daughter. So one is like slamming doors and punching walls, and she's releasing her grief and confusion, because this is my 4-year-old. She doesn't understand. She literally keeps asking me when it's gonna wake up, and I'm like, I'm sorry, honey, she's not waking up. Like, she's gone. And her little mind is trying to wrap around this. My oldest gets it. Sorry, I did not think I was gonna cry. Kylie is just, my chicken passed away. I feel so ridiculous saying that. I really do. But you know how like sometimes things just, like, we scale things in our head with logic of like what should bother us and what we think shouldn't bother us. But when times get hard or other things are going on, sometimes the things that we think shouldn't bother us actually like just have a massive impact on us in that moment. And so my oldest daughter, oh, the poor thing, we went to check on her this morning. The girls were really excited to check on her. I think they had a lot of faith that she was gonna make it last night. My husband and I spent all night like doing all the things, we could tell something was wrong, but we got to her too late. That's just the fact of it. Is like, hey, Krissa, we got to her too late. So my sweet 6-year-old though, she just broke down, and I was not expecting that. We were preparing them of like, this is what might happen, this is what you can expect either ways, because like I always try to give my kids, like, if you can manage your kids' expectations, you will get so much more peace in your home. And I don't like when kids don't do well with surprises. I mean, surprise parties, great. They had a lack of expectation that went well for them. But when it goes the other way, and so when people make promises to my kids, I always like, I'll either check in with my kids or I'll check in with that person and be like, you better follow through with that. Like, and even, I'm sorry, I'm totally going on a tangent with this, but it's something I feel very passionate about with just even any human interaction, is when you can really like manage people's expectations and give them all scenarios or likely scenarios both ways, it helps them cope. And so I tried to help my kids cope with what I thought probably was going to happen last night. My daughter walked into the bathroom with us, and I told her what had happened, and and she just, the poor girl, you guys, it's not just this, but like literally she's like doing rest time. My kids either nap or rest every day. I really feel like that's important. We all need some space, and they love it. This is what we've done their whole lives. So she's having her rest time right now, and I just can hear her crying in there, and I go in and her stack of papers fell over. And first of all, I'm emotional today too. So I have to check myself with her, because I could have walked in there, and I'm high strung, like my house is messy. We just had Easter, and Easter it was a beautiful day, not what we wanted it to be, not what we hoped it would be. It's different. So our emotions are all over the place today. And I go in her room and her stack of papers fell and she's crying over it, like tears streaming down her face. And I could have gone and been like, seriously, Skylar, papers, you're crying over papers, and let like literally just handed off my emotional space onto her and my expectations onto her. But fortunately, I took a deep breath and I checked myself and I hugged her. And what I like to do with my kids is I speak to them in solution mode. I don't fix all their problems. I let her feel like, and this wasn't supposed to be like a parenting live, but I think this is just true, like with your spouses, with your family, with your friends, like the way people feel and their emotions are so valid. Let people feel and honor how they feel. So even though I don't think papers falling off of your bed is a big deal, she is broken, she is hurting, and I need to honor the way she feels. So I gave her a hug and I gave her love. And then I say, okay, so it seems like you are upset because she kept telling me what happened. Seems like you're upset because of what happened and you're thinking about what happened. And she said, yeah. And I said, okay, well, what if we think about what we can do to fix it? Would that make you feel better? She said, yeah. And I said, okay, well, and like, I don't solve my kids' problems, but I will come alongside them and we will work on things together. So I said to her, okay, well, we could clean up. I said, this pile that fell isn't too big. We could clean it up and stack them somewhere where they won't fall. How would that sound? She goes, yes. So all of a sudden her energy shifted and she went into solution mode. She stopped crying and she got up off her bed. She gave me another hug and then she got down and she started picking things up. And I helped her, and I forget what I was gonna say after that. There was something else. It was like a really cool moment where like your energy shifts when you get into solutions. Your energy shifts when you get into next steps. So with all this like chaos and like emotional turmoil going on in our home today, and it's not just the chicken, it's like so many other things, but we're all off. We feel, my husband and I both feel, we both were like, wow, we're just off today. But I personally, like, I'm like, it's okay with me. I honor how I feel too. Like my emotions are valid, but do I want to stay there? If those emotions like aren't serving me, then I need to think in solution mode and go like, okay, Kristen, what's next? And that's why literally like you're looking at me right now. I showered, I put my makeup on. I didn't do my hair yet. You guys get to see like fluffy Kristen, but that's how I was like, I need a shift. I need a change. I need something like to change. And honestly, it really helps me to come on here and do a live and talk about our crappy day, because it's almost like, oh, like I have friends that I'll talk to and I just verbalizing it helps give me clarity, helps me think, like process things. I'll hear myself say things out loud that I don't like and I'm like, wait, check myself. Because for me, when my thoughts are only up here, and this is why I'm like, I hate journaling, you guys, but I'm such a firm believer in journaling, because like, even if it's audible journaling or if it's, pen to paper, whatever it is, but getting up here, your emotions and your thoughts, it is a whirlwind of chaos and it will get the best of you. But if you want to move past that, and if you want to like see progress, you're gonna have to figure out a way to process this. And this is why I am so like a passionate believer in like who you hang out with matters, because you will have people who enable that and enable the stuckness, and you will have people who are like, man, that sucks, you had a really bad day, I'm sorry, I feel for you, I've been praying for you and your family, what are we gonna do about it? How can we fix this? Like, they speak life over you and they tell you what they see in you and the potential they see in you and why you can't stay in this space. So I want to encourage you, just because I think what I see is, no, you might not have a dead chicken today. Your kids might not be crying over a stack of fallen papers, but the energy out there is chaotic. It's emotion. There's a heavy emotion going on in the world for a number of different reasons. And then we're trapped in our homes right now and dealing with the like acute emotions inside, like we're dealing with in my house today. So I just want to encourage you that like to be aware, to honor how you feel, but also figure out how you want to move on next. What is going to serve you to get to the next level, to the next step, to make tomorrow not like today. And the truth is, like, I believe in spiritual warfare. I believe, call it spiritual warfare, call it sabotage, whatever. But when you have something you're working toward, there will always be something that comes up against you. You guys, I'm sorry, I'm getting like passionate because I say this all the time. If you've ever watched a video, I believe you are powerful, I believe you are important, and I believe you were made for this. And when you step into that, expect to get knocked down time and time again. Expect it, because nothing comes at you when you're Netflixing and chilling. Nothing's gonna come at you when you're like, hey, I'm gonna have another glass of wine and go put my feet up. Like, life, it doesn't mean life's not hard, but it means that the opposition quiets down, because think of a football game. If no one's running the ball and you're just literally like moving backwards or not moving forward, why would the defense even put themselves at risk to come up against you? They wouldn't. It's pointless. You're not doing anything, so they can sit back and not do a thing. But when you step into like your calling, what you're supposed to be and how you're supposed to show up as a parent, as a business owner, as a spouse, as a community leader, or whatever is on your heart, expect opposition. And you decide, not the outside world, not anybody else, but you decide, when you're in alignment with your creator, you decide how you're going to move forward in that.